Καλησπέρα σας, καλοί φίλοι τηλεθεατές. Καλώς ορίσατε λοιπόν και πάλι στην εκπομπή μας Faces, πρόσωπα, λίγο πιο ύστερα από τη συνηθισμένη ώρα, όπως έχω πει και την προηγούμενη φορά. Να είμαστε όμως εδώ με ένα καινούργιο πρόσωπο και μας ήρθε από τον Καναδά, μάλιστα. Είναι παιδί Ελλήνων από τον Καναδά, μένει εδώ στο Λονδίνο τώρα, είναι καλλιτέχνης και θα πάμε να την γνωρίσουμε, να μάθουμε ποια είναι ακριβώς. Καλησπέρα, good evening.
Good evening, καλησπέρα.
Τι κάνεις, καλά είσαι?
Καλά είμαι, εσείς?
Ναι, φαίνεσαι μια χαρά. Welcome to London and welcome to Hellenic TV.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Θέλεις να μιλήσουμε ελληνικά ή αγγλικά? What do you prefer English?
We can go
a
in
little bit Greek as well.
Yeah,
yes.
I can mix it. We can mix it. Sure.
Like a mixed kebab.
Exactly.
Yes.
Why not?
Okay, you're an artist.
That's right.
Okay, illustrator. You did quite a few things as well as producer, a director. Mm-hmm. You produce and direct short films.
Yes.
And you're planning to do your feature film very soon. Okay.
Yes.
Can you tell us first of all about your childhood? You born in
Toronto.
Toronto, yes.
Yes.
Tell us about how was it there? You remember?
Sure. Well, yes, I remember a few things.
Those years, school years and the friends and all this kind of thing.
A long time ago. Sure. Yeah. Well, I was born and raised.
I like the accent, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It's a bit mixed now. Well, I was born and raised in Canada, Toronto, and it was quite cold and full of a lot of snow. But what was great was that I went to sort of a public school there, and for us over there, it's a great social system. So we had a lot of like creative classes, and so I did a lot of art, painting, drawing, and I did other things like sports and things like that. But because I excelled in art a lot, I was quite lucky because our teachers, our head teachers, can select a few children in the public schools, and you can get a scholarship from the state.
And you did?
And I did, and I was trained with some practicing artists at the time.
That's good. For how long you've been doing this?
I did that from the time I was probably 7 or 8, until around 15. So I was working with a lot of Canadian artists who were also teaching, and this was at the AGO, which is the Ontario Art Gallery. So I did a lot of quite advanced things really young.
And you did exhibitions and all this kind of thing?
I did exhibitions much
then as well, yes.
As a child, no, they didn't really exhibit our work. We just made the work, and well, perhaps they did, for the parents and everything. But we went to exhibitions of these artists, and so I had sort of this. I was lucky for that.
When did you get into this, other work, filming and all this kind of thing?
Okay, well. In Canada, I was mainly painting and drawing, and then that was in public school, and then I went on to high school and college, and I studied at what it was called OCA at the time, so it's now OCAD, which is the School of Art and Design, and I studied mostly painting and illustration, so I did a double major. So when I graduated, I started working for newspapers and magazines, so I was an editorial.
In Toronto, yes?
In Toronto. But then I moved also just for a few months to Barcelona, and I worked for a few magazines and newspapers like El Periódico.
Okay.
And then after that, I went to Athens for a holiday, but I never left.
You stayed there?
I stayed there for 2 years. Yeah.
And you worked there as well?
And I worked there. I worked for a lot of magazines, mostly Greek.
And then from Athens, you came to London? Or?
No, from Athens, I met my Italian partner, and I went to Turin.
Okay.
So I was Italian mixed for about 6 years.
6 years?
6 years I lived in Italy, yeah.
And then you left Italy and you came to London?
Then I left Italy and I came to London, and I've been here.
Okay. And then you start in London getting involved with filming and
yes. My involvement in filming was kind of it was an evolutionary kind of process, because I was painting and illustrating, and then I had a little bit of there was a little shortage of illustration work, so I started working on storyboards, and then I was, well, as you do in London, it's a lot of multimedia at the time, and I had all these stories that I used to illustrate, and then a gallerist friend of mine told me once, well, why don't you just make a video performance piece out of this work instead of painting and illustrating? And I said, okay, and he said, here's my camera, and now go do it. So that's how I did it. And my subject was my family in southern Greece, which were my grandparents, so that was my first film.
Okay, and then you did a short film.
Yeah, I created a short film called The Gold Rush of Yithio, which was about my granddad looking for a buried treasure in southern Greece, and there's probably loads of buried treasures.
You found it?
Well, you have to see the film, huh?
Ah, yeah, okay.
We found
yes.
something.
More if you see the film, yes.
Yeah, there's more.
So, but you show this film in a festival, yes?
Yes, I think that was my first film, and I created that 8 years ago.
This film?
This film, yeah. And I had some borough funding from Haringey and, London Film and some other North London developing company. So basically there's, independent filmmakers starting out in boroughs and they help you, make your first short. So after I did that, then that was created and we screened it and then I sent it to a few festivals and yeah, it was shown around in the UK and in Toronto.
Can you go back to Toronto again? I want to find out about your family, your parents. What do they do? I mean, are they in business? What kind of business are they?
Yes, well, my father, he's passed away now, but he did a variety of things. He had cafes and, it's always in the hospitality restaurant sort of business. And then he drove those really big lorries, so he was a truck driver for a long time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, tough guy.
Do you have brothers, sisters?
Yes, I have a brother. I have loads of cousins. As we do. I have a brother, he's younger, and he's living in Canada now with his family. And my mom, she also worked in hospitality and,
That's good.
Kind of thing.
Okay, so now what are your plans? I mean, you're going to carry on illustrating, you're going to carry on, working as a filmmaker or painter, or you're going to do everything at once?
Yeah, I make a big moussaka of it all. Well, I jump from platform.
From one to another.
Yeah, I jump
when it's not filming, painting. When it's not painting, illustrations.
Yes, when I'm not illustrating, maybe installation, because I also make sculptural installations. I mean, that's what London does to you. It makes you branch out, and if you can, you can work into all the different mediums. But next year I will be creating the film.
Because of all this, and you have a show here, we're going to see it.
Okay.
Just to show our,
viewers,
audience what you do, and then we'll come back and talk about other things as well. Can we go and see that, show reel, please? Thank you.
Μάγκα, τα άκουσες αυτό?
Εγγλέζος ήταν.
Έφυγε, πιστεύω.
Και αυτός δεν μπορούσε να θάσκαζε και άρχισε να καπνίζει και έβγαινε ο καπνός από τις σχισμές, έτσι που ήταν η μια σανίδα πάνω στην άλλη. Και έλεγε τώρα αυτή η θεία μου, «Ντρούκαινα, γριά μου, ντρούκαινα, τσιγάρο μου μυρίζει». «Πού μυρίζει αυτό το τσιγάρο?» Και έλεγε, «Δεν ξέρω, κάτι θα καίνε». Του άνοιξε αυτή την ξύλινη κούτα και βγήκε. Και αυτό ήταν το σύνθημα που κάναμε, τον κρύβανε ο ένας με τον άλλον.
Στάσου. Τ' άκουσες αυτό? Με ψάχνουν πάλι.
Wo ist er?
Μα εμείς δεν ξέρουμε τίποτα.
Wo ist euer Jude?
Όχι, όχι, σας παρακαλώ.
όχι, μη, σας παρακαλώ, όχι, όχι, βοήθεια, βοήθεια, όχι, όχι.
Wo versteckt er sich?
Knall euch alle ab!
Pedro, πού είσαι, Pedro?
There is something about a moustache that is very appealing. They come in various shapes and sizes and can reveal a lot about a person. If the eyes are the gateway to the soul, then a moustache is the velvet curtain around the entrance to the temple of Venus.
I wanted to go back to where it all began, back to a place called Ithio in southern Greece. This was once the land of ancient Sparta and the home of my grandparents. As a child, I remember them telling me stories of mystic dreams and visions they had, which they believed could lead you to buried treasures hidden deep underground.
Και κάπου δοχά μου, εδώ παρακάτω, κάπου παρουσιάστηκε η γουρούνα. Φωνάξανε στα σκυλιά, πάρτα, πάρτα. Μετά χαθήκανε
Χαθήκανε.
οι γουρούνες με τα μπουζάκια.
Now we know more about you.
Okay,
you know? Okay, now you say you are writing
A script.
Yeah, script for where the idea came from.
Okay, well, I've had this idea in my mind for a long time. I was visiting my brother, my young brother. At the time, he was living in Amsterdam, and we were visiting the whole city, walking around, and we went to the obvious red light district, and you know, the girls, the sex workers were on display. So I was watching them, and I was thinking, well, you know, why isn't a man sitting there? Why does it have to be always a woman? And so I work with gender issues, so my next project is about turning the tables, and that's why it's a comedy.
Turning the tables, the women are looking after the men.
Yes, in this particular film, which will be called The Blue Light District.
I mean,
the women will be...
It doesn't exist, this, you know...
not necessarily like
might
that.
Be, you know, might be, exist somewhere in the world, but we don't know yet. But it says, yeah, comedy, yes. I like to play a part in a comedy, you know.
Great.
Because, yes.
Okay.
So have in mind when you write the script, you know,
Okay.
just make sure you know, see me and
All
you
right.
know, put me somewhere there.
I'll put you, don't you worry.
Okay. So, you planning to stay in London?
I plan to stay in London,
Yes.
yeah.
Because of, you know, I mean, you find it easier to work here, or?
Yeah, I think for what I want to do and the different ways I work, I think London has become, definitely my creative home. But I do travel a lot. I visit my family that's all over the world.
You go back to Toronto?
I go back. I'm going for Christmas. I go back to Greece a lot.
You have relatives there, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
In both places, yeah.
All right. So, what else do you have in mind? I mean, any other plans?
Any other plans? Well, yes, I'd like to have maybe another exhibition in London, which can, you know, showcase the different type of work I make, whether it's 2D painting, installation, and video. So that's nice.
That's a very good idea. I
I'd
mean,
like to plan that.
nobody did this before, you know, to exhibit various subjects, various things.
Yeah, rarely, but I mean there are artists who work in the cross platforms, and when they're able to have sort of something like a retrospective, or they could do that. But I guess normally it's one medium. It's unless it's a group show, one artist usually shows something in the one medium, perhaps. But you know, you can do anything you want here. It's London, isn't it?
So you say earlier on, you know, it depends. I mean, once you just do illustrations, leave it, go to filmmaking, from there go to painting. Do you have any free time as well?
When I sleep. When I sleep. No, I take time off. I have to take time off so I can, you know, rejuvenate.
What do you do in your free time? I mean, how you enjoy yourself?
I love to travel.
Travel?
So I travel a lot, yeah.
Yes.
I like to see new places.
You like music, or
I like
watching
music.
films? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like seeing all the arts, dance, theater, everything. So I see creative work all the time. I travel. I like to sit on a beach and not do anything. Read a book.
Yes.
Ride a bike.
A bike, yes, it's good.
I
Good
ride a
exercise.
bike.
So, I mean, in this case, I mean, how much Greekness you have in your mind, in your soul and heart?
Are you referring to my work, my artwork?
No, I'm talking about you yourself. You know, I mean,
a lot.
You see yourself as Greek more than Canadian, or?
Well, yeah, that's a tricky question. Some people say to me, "Oh, when it serves you, you're Greek, and when it serves you better, you're Canadian." But that's really the true, because you know, I mean, obviously, you know, my origins are Greek, so I have everything that's Latin and everything that's Greek, also in my personality. But my conditioning has been Canadian, so of course I think differently about you know, multiculturalism and certain things, because I was raised.
Do you know the community here in London? I mean, are you aware of the community? You have any contacts with the community, or
with the Greek community?
The Greek community?
A little bit.
A
little bit. I've got a few Greek friends, and they too are like myself. They kind of have a lot of other friends, and I think when you're sort of working creatively, you sort of have a lot of different friends from different cultures and different shapes and forms and ages and colors, and yeah, but not like Greece though.
Yeah, what is your favorite, you know, recipe? You do Greek food? You eat Greek food?
I do love to cook. I do love to cook, and I cook a lot of different things.
Moussaka?
Moussaka. Yeah, I've promised moussaka to a lot of people, and they're still waiting for it. But I have periods when I make only moussaka, and then I make only spaghetti, and then I make I don't know, faki or something.
You prefer the Greek, you know, cuisine than Italian or whatever?
Oh, that's
because you
a
lived
tricky
in
question.
Italy. Yeah.
Yes, well, Italian food is wonderful. What can you say? But at the moment, I'm a little bit full of pasta. You know, pasta. I mean, I love pizza and everything, but I really love seafood.
How about macaronia do forno? Is that good?
Sure. If I have to do a bike ride, macaronia do forno is perfect. Or paint, or yeah, exactly.
So. What is your next, project? You gonna have anything soon to show us? Any exhibition or any? You gonna show your film anywhere?
Well, it was just shown at the Rain Dance Film Festival. I actually, because it was shown at the Rain Dance, I got a call from someone at the Atlanta Jewish Film Festival. And it's really interesting because one of the main characters in the film, which was the Jewish British soldier that my grandparents were helping during the Second World War, I mean, that whole situation appealed to the Jewish festival in the States. So I'm going to show it there. Little Things Remind Me, probably next year. And well, I hope to have a little exhibition in an art space. Maybe in February about the tarot cards.
That's good.
Yeah.
Let us know. Give us more details, definitely. And we'll have to come and cover it.
Ah, wonderful! I will curate, and there'll be more art stuff.
Want to see your work? Okay. Now, can you tell me more about this short film so we go and see just a clip of it?
The little things I just showed at the Rain Dance. Well, this short film is really a sister project to another short film, which is called The Ghost of Morris Horn, which is about this soldier, the real life story of my maternal grandparents, hiding him in southern Greece during the war. So this particular film, though, is the second film based on the same characters. It's more of an experimental performance film. It's about 7-8 minutes long, and there are 4 scenes, and there's 2 performers, and it takes place inside an art installation. So I created these art installations for myself to exhibit separately, and then I sort of recycled my work and used them as a set design. So it's about love, life, war, and death, and that's what it's about.
Love, life, war, and death.
Yes.
They have connections between them.
In my mind, they did. When I was doing that. Yeah.
From these 4, which is the strongest? Do you think?
You mean within the film?
Yes.
Oh, that's a difficult question because they're all very different. It's a hard question to answer because every time I watch it, something different appeals to me.
Something else come up. Yes. Let's go and see this. Let's go and see this clip, sure. Okay? And then can we see the clip, please? Thank you. Okay, yes, nice. Maybe you have the chance to see it when you show it again.
Yes, definitely.
Let us know about it.
Yeah, surely.
Okay, anyway, it was nice to have you in a show.
Thank you.
What I mean, and we learn about you, and I mean, it's good to learn about different people from different backgrounds. Like, I mean, you're Greek, born in Toronto, you know what I mean? And you travel all over, Italy and Greece, and you come to London. Which of these places you think is more suitable for your work?
Well, I think the place I am now.
London.
I think so, yeah. But when I was living, whether it was Spain, Greece, or Italy, I think at the time it was, I was there because I needed to be there, so it was suitable at the time for me to be there. But I think at this point of what I'm doing, I think I'm in the right place.
Mm-hmm. Is anything you did in your life and you regret it?
That's another good question. At the moment, no.
No.
No. No.
What was your highlight in your life?
So far?
So far.
So far, because hopefully there'll be more. Oh God, I have highlights. You mean professionally or anything?
Yeah, professionally, personal life, and all this.
The highlight, wow.
Don't forget, there is love, life,
war,
and death.
Forgot all about that. Well, I've had a few good highlights. Well, let's talk about the life part of it. Yeah, making these moving image works and having them shown and having them appreciated, and that's a highlight.
That's the most important thing for the artist, I think. Yeah?
Yes, having your work acknowledged and seen and understood as well and appreciated. Yeah, that's a big thing. So those are highlights. I love to travel, so I've been to some great places. I've been in love once in a while, and that was pretty good.
Do you think people can fall in love more than once?
Definitely.
How do you know? You only fell in love once.
No, I fell in love more than once. That's how I know.
Anyway, in the countries you went to, okay,
yes.
You know, which one you love most?
The countries that I have lived in or traveled with?
Yes.
Which ones have I loved most?
Yes.
That's another hard question.
Don't forget you are Greek from
yes.
Greek background, born in Toronto, you lived in Athens, and you are in London, and you lived in Italy.
I know, it's so hard. Oh God, it's really hard. Again, see, you asked me really good questions that are difficult. I think it has to be a little bit between Greece and Italy. I think Greece and Italy for me were really significant.
Maybe Greece is a bit.
Maybe because I'm eating less pasta these days.
But London, it's suitable for you, what you're doing, I mean, at the moment, and you're happy, yes?
Yes, I think London is not an easy city for many reasons, especially if you're an artist or working in the arts, because of many things, competition, but even though I like that drives me. But I think every time I was ready to leave London because it could have been too difficult or I was tired and, families abroad, something happened. So a highlight happened and I ended up staying. So, I kind of, because it was so difficult and I had to work at it, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. So I think I grew to love London.
There is another, might be difficult question for you.
Okay, shoot.
Which is the most difficult to get out of it? Love, life, war, or death?
That's another good one. Love, life, war, or death. Oh, darn. Well, luckily, I haven't been in a real physical war, so I can't, I only heard stories from my grandparents, and of course we all have our own battles, internal battles, but oh God, life, you're still here. Death, well, that's going to happen anyway. I'd say love, really.
Love, yes.
Yeah, probably.
It's the most difficult to get out of it.
I think so.
Anyway.
And to get into.
With this, I thank you very much for being here with us tonight. And I wish you all the best for your future.
Thank you.
And happiness, as well as, succeed for your new project.
Great.
The scriptwriting on this, and I'm looking forward to see your next exhibition.
Great, thank you very much.
Thanks.
I really appreciate it.
Nice to have you in my show.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Αλίνα Γαβριελάτος, Γαβριελάτου. Λοιπόν, κάπου εδώ σας ευχαριστούμε που μας παρακολουθήσατε, να σας καληνυχήσω και να σας υποσχεθώ ότι θα είμαστε και πάλι την ερχόμενη Κυριακή, λίγο πιο μετά τις 8, όπως βλέπετε και τώρα, λίγο μετά τις 8 εμφανιζόμαστε με ένα καινούργιο πρόσωπο ή πρόσωπα. Μέχρι τότε σας αφήνω να είστε καλά, να προσέχετε τους εαυτούς σας. Καλή νύχτα.